say.
All right, fellas. Yeah, that's true. You cannot go wrong as long as you listen to whatever I have to say. You cannot go
Oh,
wrong.
we're in trouble now. Jump ship.
Jump ship.
Every
So,
man for himself.
so fellas, we had a good
Oh,
conversation
look at that shot.
in French version. How important is customer service? And I know you're gonna your the French one was your warm up
No,
because
no.
we won that
Because what
round.
happened is we had
We
such a
won that
long
round.
time between the French, and it's like I cooled down so much that
Oh,
now I'm gonna
so
be all
excuses
tame. And
already.
yeah, no. I think customer service is very important, but I don't think it's something that we need to talk about that much in the sense that anybody that's going into business is actually already thinking customer service. They think they can do better than anybody else. I think the real question is that the way or the focus should the focus be on customer service to grow and get more business, Mike?
I don't know if it should be the focus point to go get more business, but I think it's essential to your business. I think that if you're a broker, especially if you're a new broker, you want to give good customer service from the very beginning because that's your reputation that you're building.
But who talks about not giving good service though? Because if we're talking about it, if we're
Yeah.
making a point to talk about customer service, it seems to me that we're saying that well, some don't think good service is important. I've never
Well,
met one broker in my 20 years
what's
in
the
the industry.
standard? What's the standard then?
The standard of
The
service.
standard of service. That's what you have to determine.
Why do I have to determine that?
Well,
To
I'm just
do
saying that
what?
because what's good customer service?
I think good customer service is an experience where the actual client that you're working with feels like, oh, this is just phenomenal. This is above and beyond my expectations.
Okay, but what could be good for you might not be good for another.
So, in that, with
Like, look,
that,
example,
yeah,
Jeff says that he loves the way Walmart treats him, right?
I think
But you don't.
Wait, what? I will
no,
yeah,
he
no, I won't
accepts.
mention it.
I think Jeff
No,
is
I
just
do
a
not
type of guy
I
that
do not buy
accepts.
I do not buy at
things.
Walmart, I will say. And this I'm
You
actually
should
very
because it's a
proud to
great
say.
business. Why?
No,
The
no,
point
I
is,
don't.
no, but what kind of service do you get? So if you're a broker
But
and
that's exactly the reason why I don't go to Walmart because I don't get any
but
service
where do
at
you get
Walmart.
service to buy
I
things that you
go
get at Walmart?
I
I
go
mean,
to other
Canadian Tires. Do
stores.
you get better
No,
service at Canadian?
I shop a lot of Amazon. Why? Because I get great customer service.
Because you have no service elsewhere. That's the point.
Because I have great customer service.
Yes, but what I mean is,
I do what's convenient.
see, I don't want convenience.
But
I
if you
want the
needed
experience.
diapers today, you Walmart will probably only give it to you tomorrow. So you have to go get them now. Where would you get them?
Jean Coutu.
Okay, and they give you good customer service.
Great.
Okay, but I think we're veering off topic here. We're not talking about retail and where you get good service. I think as a
All those
broker,
brands, they're not paying us here, right, to talk about those brands. So let's stop.
real estate brokers,
Yep.
you said, well, what's great service? The typical real estate broker thinks that the service comes with, I'm going to find the perfect house. But that's a default from anybody working in real estate. You're working with a buyer that wants to find a house. You're going to do that part. It's the experience of the finding that's going to be different. So it's not the searching on the platform that's the experience. It's what comes with it.
I think what happens
It's
is
how
that
it's being delivered.
right, but you see a lot of brokers. The problem they have is that as they become busier, they start to dilute the kind of quality customer service that they would give. If I'm serving 20 people, it's not the same as if I'm serving two. And I think that's what the major problem is. So at that point, you start to get complaints. You start to get people that aren't happy that you're not returning their calls, that you're not doing things. So
Well, but is that are you saying something that makes sense, or is it maybe not? Look, I'm trying to find a big company that has thousands of employees with billions of dollars of service or product that gives good service. Can you think of one?
Amazon,
So maybe the biggest retailer store online business in the world. Jeff just said he has great service. He loves
I
it.
think they're superb the way
So
they do their thing.
so that's so what you just said that then doesn't apply to
Well, the thing is because the difference is because the way they look at it is that the customer is always right at least 90% of the time. So even if you have a problem, they'll solve your problem first just to make sure you're happy. With a broker, it's different because if somebody's complaining, people tend to have a lot more excuses than to be able to solve the situation. And then as they get more customers, they start to dilute the service that they're giving them. So how important is it? I think that when you start to get complaints and people that are not happy, you've got to find another way, either add some staff, add somebody to help you so that you can continue to
Yeah,
maintain.
I think you don't ever will never, excuse me, you'll never be in a position where you don't have complaints. It's impossible because you can't
True.
please everybody, but you have to constantly work on it and work on it in a way where you're not just giving what everybody's doing so that you make it a wow experience. If guys, you want to share what your experiences as real estate brokers or mortgage brokers or any other business, anybody watching, please feel free, comment, write your questions. We want to know how you handle customer service. How do you see it, and how does it help grow your business, if anything?
And Meller Group, if I can speak about Meller Group, has a lot of employees. And that's because they want to give outstanding service. You see what I mean? So at the end of the day, it makes sense.
Yes.
Well, you guys were talking about Amazon, and I will go to a question from our audience right after. Is one of the reasons what makes Amazon so great is the customer service after sell. The experience during the process of buying, there's not much customer service because I mean it's a platform, you just buy, you just click, right? But after the sale, whenever, if ever you have anything, well, they're super
The
responsive,
post sale
super.
experience.
Yes, exactly.
But
So
they did not grow their business by giving good service. It didn't grow because they gave great service. You don't even talk to human beings, right?
no, it's true, but
So
what makes them great at is the fact that you actually you do have a service after the after a
what service?
transaction.
What service do you
You-
get? I don't
well,
get any service. I
Let's say
buy a thing,
let's
it
say
arrives, and
February.
that's it.
your package is missing.
Yeah, well, your package is
You're not like,
missing.
well, it's your
The
fault.
product is
Well,
not
that's not
working.
good service. They lost my
the
package.
pre-
Like
the,
what?
pre- the yeah, and what they do is right away they replace it without
So
even
you
asking
guys
one
are
question.
saying that they solve problem when there's issues fast and
Yes,
efficiently.
That's what
But
customer
that's,
service is.
well, I don't think that's what we mean
That's
by
retention.
customer
That's
service.
customer service. This
But how does it apply to a real estate broker that is trying to find homes or sell homes or find investment properties or refinance or finance someone's home?
Well, look, when you said before, I think it was in the French version that you said that if somebody calls you, you talk about snow removal, or if they've got a problem in their house or whatever, you got to be the resource and go-to person. That is good customer service. So at the end of the day, if you're able to be that person, that's what you would call a post-service type of service that you're
Yeah.
giving them. So that would help. Not only would it help the retention, it would probably help you have references through that as well.
Well, I think that part of your job as a realtor is be more than just the finding and the selling. It's more of a active consultant. It's a friend. You have a relationship with these people for anything that pertains to home ownership or home management or anything that touches or could touch owning a property. And if you're seen in that light, then you're gonna get other businesses from these people, referrals, colleagues, and so on and so forth, and you will stay top of mind with them,
I
so that
agree.
you can get that future business that when they decide to buy, invest, or whatever, right? But again, how do you make that? You cannot have that as your priority to grow your business. It's not a thing to grow. It's a thing to keep, to maintain, to. It's not a growth
see,
No, I
activity.
think it's a more of a maintenance.
I think this is the mistake though.
Yeah.
Too many are so focused on that, thinking that that's the main thing that's going to grow their business, that
No.
they forget to do the other things that we talk about all the time.
see, we have here Steve Tacker, one of our main listener, also a broker from our group, one of our top brokers, says the real customer service for a broker comes in after sale. Just my thoughts.
Yes, but how do
I
you
agree.
use it, or how does it not become a tool to just to grow your business? Not be the priority that you put your energy on to grow your business. That's what I'm trying to get across. That's what I want to have say as a message is, if that's your way to grow your business, you're missing out on at least 10 times more transactions. Because that's how I was operating my agencies before. I thought I'm going to give such great service that the business is going to come, and it wouldn't. It will never.
So I have a question
You
here
know?
from
Yeah, you got to
from.
keep up with acquisitions.
Sorry, brother, fellas. I have a question here from Alex that says, "Does customer service encourage word of mouth marketing?"
Yeah, I think bad customer service encourages more traction and more attention than anything. There is a statistic, Gabriel. I don't know if you can Google it. I don't know what the saying is. I don't remember what it is. You give bad service, people tell 10 people. You give good service, they tell one or maybe zero or two. So
Well, I had another one. It would say that when you do something good, nobody remembers, but when you do something bad, no one ever forgets.
there you go. I like that one. But it's kind of
That
the
is a
same
good one.
thing
Yeah,
here. So I don't think that it's a bad thing. And by default, you're giving good service. You want to be giving good service, but it's not your tool or your way or your go-to for building your growth or growing your business.
I agree.
So here I have another comment that's David saying, they say the existing customer is more likely to buy than the new customer. How does this apply in real estate?
Well, we know for a fact that statistically in our area, we're at a 4.5 year rotation or term or cycle, meaning someone buys 4.5 years later, average, they will have another need to either grow, reduce, divorce, separation, kids, more kids, less kids, change jobs. Gabriel, you were going to say something?
No, I was just gonna answer your question for the stats. So it shows per a lot of research, positive experiences are usually going to be left 10% of the time a positive review,
Yeah.
and for negative it's at least 67%.
So there you go. So you can't beat the actual ratios of the ones that are not going to be happy. You're always going to be have clients that 2%. I talk
I
about
agree.
that
So
2%.
what you're trying to say is you're trying to prevent, to try to
Yes.
maximize the number of people that are happy as opposed to getting angry people.
So you need to get what? More business. But
Yeah.
you're going to get more business not by giving good service. That's a given. By doing other activities to get
But
to that
also
growth.
preventing bad reviews.
No, you can't prevent them, Mike.
So if you're
You cannot.
if you're on 2 on 5,
Yeah.
okay, on Google reviews on 1,000 people, there's going to be people that are going to.
But you got 1,000 clients. So I'm going to say
no,
to
but
you,
listen,
you're doing something
every
good.
new person that's going to come look at the review is going to be like, oh, this guy's a 2-star. Forget it. He's going to move to the next one that's 4.5 or 4.8. This is going to happen. If you look at a restaurant and you see the reviews are 2.1, will you go
But what's the growth?
How do you know the growth?
Yeah, you just said if it's got
Okay, it
1,000
says
reviews.
1,000 reviews,
Yeah.
and it's a 2.1. Are you going to go to that restaurant?
First of all, I'm not going to Google and look at the actual
No,
because I
but
don't
if-
believe in that. I think it's all fake and people buy things and
I'm
you
pretty
have
sure when it's a 2.1, they buy it.
you have disgruntled
would you
individual.
go?
We have bad reviews sometimes, and I don't even know the people. Like I've never dealt with them. I never talked to them, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm never buying it." You're confusing us with some other group. Of people. So I still
Yeah, but
make
what
a
I'm
point,
trying to say is that there's 1,000 people and you had a 2.1. That's a very bad ratio.
but you still got 1,000. I know it's
But
bad.
when he
I
means
know
what
it's
he
bad.
means that what he means is that means there's 1,000 people that took the time to review. That means there's at least 10 times they probably got
That didn't write
that
it.
didn't write anything. So that means
That are upset.
for that 1,000
No.
reviews, they had at least 10,000 clients
that
what
were
he's
happy.
saying.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying
Like
if I-
magic,
If
Mike.
I look at a review
Magic.
and it's a 2.1 on 5, you're going to tell me it must be a great place to go because there must be 9,000 people that are happy.
Again, I'm not gonna go to the Google machine to check and see am I going there. I'm not looking at that. I'm not because I don't believe in it. I'm not saying people are wrong. I just don't. I don't trust the algorithms and all that. There's too many ways to scam the system.
So Steve Tacker comes back with his previous comments saying it's not the only thing. You have to balance everything, but after sales service is worth its weight in gold.
I think you get. I agree. I think you gotta blow up the experience. You gotta rethink what you're doing to really make a difference and stand out. But at the same time, you don't want to lose focus on the growth activities, which does not include or that should not be part of it. It's two separate things. It's the service is one thing and growing is another. It's not the same.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
that's the main thing I want everybody to get here. Or that's the main thing that for me made a huge difference in my business when I actually accepted that.
Right.
Yeah.
So while you ponder on this,
Oh, I'll
Mike,
ponder,
and,
baby.
and
I'll ponder.
reflect, let's go check out our exclusive project of Crown Project is a condo that's in Annecy. Amazing project that's exclusive to Relerpage Group Meller Group brokers and members. So enjoy this short video of the model unit. So, fellas, here I have another question. Do you think great customer service result in reduction of overall problems?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're giving better service and better products, then you're gonna have less complaint, less issues to handle, I guess, right, Mike?
Less stress, I believe.
But you're always gonna get that 2%, though. You're always gonna have the
You
people
can't
that
make
are.
everyone
It's
happy, that's for
impossible.
sure.
It's
But you
impossible.
want to make the masses happy at least, and have a very small amount of people that'll be unhappy anyways, regardless if they're dealing with you or not.
So I think for most, this is what I want to say is that 20% of your time customer service, 80 on growth. No more. Try to do the all of the customer service in 20% of that day that time you're gonna spend that day. So if you're spending 10 hours a day on your business, 2 hours, fix the customer service stuff, work on the experience, work on the whole experience with the client, with the buyers, sellers, etc. And then 8 hours work on growing new business, meeting new people,
Yeah, that's
making
true.
new contacts. That's what I would say. That's what I want everybody to understand.
That's the main focus. These because I was watching this person in also in our industry, and you talk about that 20% of customer service and 80% of growth activities. What does customer service activities represent? Because 20% is not a lot
That's right.
for visits, for answering questions, for answering their phone, for
For making
for
phone calls.
no, well, for admin, any administrative paperwork or etc., for running after, for doing 1,000 visits in one day, all that in that 20% in your day.
And
How do you manage this?
that's why you have so many brokers struggling, because they end up doing only customer service or administrative work, which is running around and showing houses and doing all that.
So what you would say is that they should change their structure.
You have to change the whole thing, the mindset. You're a business, or you should. If you're not happy with the result, obviously, if you're happy and you're having the time of your life, don't change anything and actually stop listening. But for those that are not happy with the results, you got to change the things. You got to think, okay, wait, I can't do all this by myself. I can't give this experience, or I can't grow or do the things that are going to help me grow, because I'm doing everything. I'm wearing all these different hats. If you and I started a barber shop, we're not cutting the hair and getting the business and wiping what's the sweeping the floors and taking care of the marketing. We can't do it all, right?
Yeah.
So plus, even if it's
Even if you have no hair,
even if you have no hair, you're still going to be stuck.
you still open a barbershop.
Any business that you think of, any great business, they're not by themselves. That's why we're so many. You said we're a lot of employees. Well, yes, because we got to keep the focus on the right thing. So can't just be one doing everything. Unless you're happy, everything's great, then go for it. How do you transition? The key question here is, I'm hearing it through the lens. How do I, if I'm by myself, how do I get to, because I can't afford it right now, to move to the next step of hiring someone? Well, you got to increase your revenue. So that means you got to put aside the customer service and focus on the growth, which means you're going to affect temporarily the quality of your service.
Right.
But that's a give. That's part of it. You gotta break the muscles to work when you're working out. You gotta go through the pain of before you have the nice definition, as I do. You see how I slipped that in? And please comment on my physique, because I find I look amazing. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's these challenges, these frustrations, these lack of good service moments in growth periods. I'm going to give you that last example, but I think I
Go
mentioned
ahead.
this, is when you're building a house or doing major renovations. What happens? The property is all messy and dirty, and there's materials everywhere. For those that have done or went through a major renovation or construction, it's hell. Like if
Yeah.
you redo your kitchen, you got no kitchen for 6 weeks, 2 months. You're eating burgers every day and fast food, and
Go to a hotel.
yeah, but you're living in suitcases.
Yeah.
It's messy. So growing or changing what you're doing is going to require that uncomfortable messiness.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's no other way around it. You can't be doing two things at the same time. Any other question, comments, or
No, I think it.
Gabriel is so focused on his phone? It's probably
he is so
playing
focused.
video games.
So
What's it called? Tetris. Do people still play Tetris?
Gabriel does.
Yeah, he's a big Tetris guy.
Plays Call of Duty.
All right.
So I guess we're gonna wrap it up for today's topic. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll play this or contest in the next few seconds. So good luck to everyone, and keep participating. See you tomorrow.
You want to win $10,000 worth of Apple products? It's simple. Stay tuned for the 100th episode of The Growth Show. For every like, share, comment, and subscription, you get an extra entry to our contest.